Welcome to Leveraging Inspiration, the Inspired Patent Podcast, where we help you understand and leverage your intellectual property. I'm your host, Wayne Carroll, and I'm excited to bring you insights and stories from the success and failures of others and teach you how to win at the game of intellectual property. As always, I start with a disclaimer. The information I provide on this podcast is for educational and informational purposes only. I'm not providing legal advice, and nothing in this podcast should be construed as creating an attorney-client relationship. We are on week 5. This is the second episode this week, which is episode 18. We're covering design patents this week and the value of your design patent. We covered which is right for you in episode 17. So if you missed that, go and find it and listen to which one is right for you. So the value of a design patent. Did you know that design patents are becoming increasingly popular? According to the United States Patent and Trademark Office, the number of design patents applications filed in the U.S. has increased by over 60%, 60% in the last decade. A design patent can be a valuable tool for protecting the unique visual features of a product. A design patent played a pivotal role in the $1 billion jury award against Samsung in favor of Apple. The design patent protected the appearance of the iPhone, and the jury found that Samsung had infringed with their own smartphone design. It really, from what I reviewed, it came down to a pivotal point where they were able to show they had an internal brainstorming session where they put up a picture of the iPhone and said, how do we make ours look like theirs? So that's exactly what a design patent is supposed to cover is, does it look like yours? Not function, it's looks. And so the design patent on the iPhone had dotted lines for the phone itself. As I covered in the last episode, it has to be the design has to be for a product. So the dotted lines were the product and the design was the face, the shape of the screen, no keyboard. That was such a new big thing. And they got a design patent on that look, as well as the rounded corners and everything, the top and the bottom. So design patents protect the unique non-functional visual features of a product. And it can cover the shape, the texture, what's drawn on it. And as we covered last episode, unlike utility patents, which protect the functional features of a product or process, design patents are focused solely on the visual appearance. It's also important to note that design patents are narrower because they're not going to cover if it kind of looks similar, but it's a completely different product, it's not going to cover that. If it doesn't look like that design, it's not going to cover that. But a design patent can be very valuable, especially to protect against people that are trying to copy your design. Design patents obviously are going to be more valuable when the design or when the product you're selling is doing really well, selling a lot of product, and people want that product and they can see it looks like yours, and only the ones that look like yours come from you or someone you license. So with the value of a design patent, one of the things to understand is that since it's only for the design patent, it covers the difference between what's the design that's been done before and what your design is. So with the Apple iPhone, nobody had made a phone without a keyboard. That was such a huge change. Drop the keyboard, make it all touch screen. And That design, just the look of a phone without a keyboard, was so innovative that even though it's functional, and they had patents both on the function and the design, but making it really clear they were trying to copy their design, and Apple had a design patent. And that case was also partly what prompted a lot of companies to consider, you know what, we should take a second look at design patents. And so that's part of the reason, or at least what we think the reason is why design patents have been increasing. It's been about 10 years since that verdict against Samsung that the jury put in. So you always want to conduct research and make sure the product's visual design is eligible for a patent protection. And you'll want to consult with a patent attorney to determine the best way to protect your design and secure a design patent. The value of any intellectual property. Now, once again, we covered this in earlier episodes. The property is the design itself. The patent is what gives you exclusive rights to that property, so nobody else can use it. Just like the title for your car gives you the exclusive rights to use that car, but the car is the property. So with your intellectual property, the design is what's valuable. How you make it valuable is you go out and sell the heck out of it. And then the design patent, that protects that value. Because if you're doing a great job of marketing, but other people can copy that design, then the value that you get out of it goes down significantly. So that's why you want to consider doing a design patent, especially on products. And if you've got something with a unique visual design, you want to keep that design confidential until you're ready to launch the product. There are so many people out there looking to copy what's working. And that's part of the strategy of business is if somebody's got something and it's not protected, you can take it. And lots of people run that business, and they do that. They go out and they search for what's not protected, and sometimes they don't know if it's protected. But the design patent, when somebody copies exactly what you're doing, that's where a design patent is extremely valuable to stop them. And one of the ways that's really effective at stopping people is Amazon. A couple years ago, they launched a program where it's specifically around design patents, where you can submit your design patent and say, this product listing is infringing my design patent. Now with Amazon, that can be a really low cost way to enforce it. And, some people think, well, what if people just say whatever and they shut down? Well, having your Amazon store is extremely valuable to a lot of retailers on Amazon. And if they're accused of infringement on a design patent and Amazon thinks that that's actually correct, then Amazon can shut down their store. Now Amazon doesn't pay out every moment of every day. They pay out on a regular basis. So there's money sitting there waiting to go to a retailer, and Amazon can seize that money and say, well, we're going to hold on to this until we figure this out. So it can be, for some Amazon sellers, it can be very a big deal to have a design patent infringement. And so it can be very valuable to wield that sword of the design patent to stop people on Amazon. And that's one of the places. And sometimes what you could do is you can, well, actually planning to talk about this in the next episode coming up of how are you going to enforce your design patent. But the enforcement and the value are completely related. If you can't enforce it, it's not going to be very valuable. So partly you want to work with an attorney that understands the process. I've seen mistakes made with design patents that really limits the value of that design patent. One of them was and my client came to me, they were accused of infringing a design patent. Well, the title they had put on the design patent didn't explain what this was. And the patent office thought it was a wall hanging, something to hang a hat on, a hat hook, a unique design for a hat hook. So that's where they researched it. But it was actually a clip that goes on your pants and to hold your pants in the right position. Completely, so they didn't even search in that. And as we've covered before, so design patents are the same as utility patent applications, that if the design has been done before, it doesn't have to have been patented before, it just needs to have been published. If it's out there on the internet, if it's being sold on Amazon. So when the patent office went to look for this design, they didn't even look in pant clips, which there are a ton of them for all kinds of different reasons. So, but they didn't look there. And so that makes a huge weakness in that design patent, in that the patent office didn't properly examine it. And so it would be easy if they sued somebody for that person to go back to the patent office and say, you didn't do it right. Here's the information. We want you to invalidate this design. Or even it can limit the design when they go to litigate it. So those are some of the things. So working with an attorney, even though design patents look simple, when you look at a design patent, it shows pictures of the design. That's almost the entire patent. It says what's claimed is the design that's shown here. So that's all the time we have. We're going to keep talking about enforcing your design patent. And so stay with me and we'll be back. This is Wayne Carroll with Leveraging Inspiration.